Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, or good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. I couldn't come on last night to address the latest from the breeding mannequin inside Aso Rock. I'm going to use this just this brief 1 hour to share with you the danger we've been talking about, that people have been saying we are just overreacting or exaggerating. If you have the time, spend your next 1 hour with me. You won't regret it. Buhari threatened the southern Nigeria with civil war. He said the youth of today, they were too young to understand what happened in the 3 years of genocide in eastern Nigeria, and that they will speak to us in the language that we will understand. You know, it's not only the Biafrans that are asking for their own country. So if you have no idea, sit back, relax, and learn. Good morning. Share the video. Invite your friends. For the next hour, it is going to be very hot. If you can't take it, you can opt out now for your own sake, for the sake of your own mental health. If yours can't carry the truth, don't stay back. But if you are okay for it, sit back, relax, and we will get started.
Malamala. Mo bojú ayé o, ayé ṣá malamala. Mo máa bojú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀. Mo máa bojú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀. Mo ní ẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ yìí o. Kí ni dé sí Yorùbá o, ọmọ aráyé? Kí ni ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Yorùbá o, ọmọ Oòduà o? Yeyeyeyeyeyeye, àwa máa ṣeun, ọ̀rọ̀ là ń bẹ. Yorùbá ń ṣera wọn nítorí owó. Yorùbá ń jìra wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ nítorí ipò. Wọ́n gbẹ̀bí fáláre, wọ́n gbáre pẹ́lẹ́bí. Wọ́n kò lè kó wájà, wọ́n tún kó lóko wá mú. Ọgbọ́n tí wọ́n gbọ́n ló gbé wọn délé ọlá. Ọgbọ́n náà ló tún padà wá sí lé wọn mọ́lẹ̀ o. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń ṣọ̀gá lọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́ tún padà wá dẹni à ń fọwọ́ ti sẹ́yìn o. Yóò Yorùbá yoyoyo bí iná alẹ́. Yorùbá rúrúrú bí omi òkun. Yorùbá bàbá ni bàbá ń ṣe. Yóò Yorùbá ronú o. Yorùbá sọra wọn di bọ́ọ̀lù fáráyé gbá. Wọ́n bá gbá wọn sókè, wọ́n tún gbá wọn sísàlẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yà tí ó ti kéré tẹ́lẹ̀ ni wọ́n gé kúrú. Àwọn tí àrèfẹ́ lọ́tún ti dẹni àtijọ́. Yorùbá jókòó sílẹ̀ rẹ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wọn fọwọ́ lọ́wọ́. Bí àgùntàn tí abọ́ rẹ̀ ń gbòrìṣà ilẹ̀ o. Yóò Yorùbá ronú o. Oríkì màí burú títí kọ́ bógún ọdún lẹ́yìn òkùnkùn bèrèbèrè ìmọ́lẹ̀ yàtọ̀ o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká pọ̀ Olódùmarè ká pọ̀ Balùwàyé káyé wa lè dùn ní ìgbẹ̀yìn lálàyò ilẹ̀ mọ́ pé ìyá o. Ilẹ̀ dákun gbà wá o. Ilẹ̀ ọ̀gẹ́rẹ́ àfọkọ́yẹrí. Alákòókà ó tẹ́rẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́.
That is just to invite my brothers from the Oduduwa land to join this conversation today. I told you, or you have possibly heard it elsewhere, the plot and the plan to what? To start a war in eastern Nigeria before the end of 2021. They have done a lot, okay, to set the people of the eastern Nigeria, to set them up for a plan program. Something they did in 1967 to 1970, and they got away with it. They used a lot of propaganda to tell you that blame the victims, to the point that today in Nigeria, it is a crime to publicly identify or associate with anything that has to do with a remembrance of the victims of Biafra war. It is a crime that people, even the governors of Eastern Nigeria, just yesterday, Just yesterday, after 51 years, they are now contemplating on maybe they should be indeed, and they should have a public holiday for those killed by Nigeria. But you know why they are unable to have that public holiday or have that chat all this while until now? Is because it is a crime to talk about the Biafra war. It is a crime to even come out to say you are a victim of Biafra war. It is a crime to be seen, to be associated with anything Biafran. That is an unwritten code until now. Because those who fought that genocide, those who committed that genocide, they ended up overthrowing Nigeria, overthrowing all the sovereignty of all the regions, abrogate that to themselves, and the war never ended in their head. Until this day, Buhari, that participated in the slaughtering of Igbos, is the president of Nigeria today. And after they have done everything, paid people, harmed thugs, brought in their repentant Boko Haram, and moved in their also repentant Boko Haram soldiers into the eastern Nigeria, committed so many arson, treason, killings, kidnappings, raping, and they cover all this up only to set them up in the eastern Nigeria for a war that Buhari finally announced yesterday. Nigeria was never a country. It's never meant to be a nation. The Igbos in Nigeria, they were set up to be destroyed only by one group, one sadistic jihadist terrorist group. They are the Northern Sokoto Caliphate. Those who come from that, those who are products of that jihadi Uthman Danfodio, who are hell-bent, right? Not just to kill Igbo this time around, to kill all of us, who they call the loudmouth, the infidels. In 1960, the three major tribes, they called it in Nigeria, the Hausas, the Yorubas, the Igbos, they went into an alliance to form a country with other nationalities from all these three major tribes, agreeing to form their own region, self-governance, to rule themselves, not as one mad Megad, one mad terrorist from the Sahel, to give a command for the rest of Nigeria. That wasn't what they signed up for, to start with. So in 1960, everybody was to be on their own. Are you following? But Ojukwu says something. I found something I'm going to share with you today. It is an insight into what went wrong. At least something you can relate with. The truth that you can't really shy away from. The truth that the Fulani terrorists who have taken over Nigeria for the past 51 years, since after their bogus program, the killing, the genocide in eastern Nigeria, the guys who took over, and being in charge, they changed the story. They put the Igbos as the victims of the genocide that was already planned. It was planned. And when their Baba, Ahmadu Bello, said, in their own type of Nigeria, the Hausa Fulanis comes first, right? And even before any other Nigerian, an expatriate from abroad stand qualified to work in Nigeria than any other person to be considered from any part of Nigeria, because they believed that the Igbos, right, wanted to dominate everybody. That 60-year-old falsehood has lived so rent-free in the minds and the heads of so many of those who are today the champion, defender of genocidists, defender of one Nigeria, the country that kills you just to keep that horrible name, Nigeria. So you know what happened? The Igbos, according to Ojukwu, Nnamdi Azikiwe, who has this mindset of, since we are already going into independence, we should just move in as a nation, not as a beginning, the beginning of us building to be a nation. Are you with me? So Azikiwe made the Igbos believe that Nigeria is a country, right? And it's already a nation. Let's just build it. And the Igbos moved en masse everywhere, believing that they have a country and therefore everybody is equal and one. But that wasn't what the rest felt like, especially the Hausa Fulanis. So what happened? When they when Eziogu and what's this guy's name? Ifeajua or Ifeajuna planned their coup for North and for South, who they are going to execute, who they are going to kill. Those who the Fulani terrorists now told you to call the enemy of Nigeria, Ojuku, Ironsi, they were actually the people who stopped the coup of Ezegu and Ifeajua. Stopped them. Ironsi became the head of state, got killed 6 months later because the Igbos were blamed for the coup. And the nation that you thought you were having, you never had it. It was hijacked at infancy by the Fulani terrorists who had no plan for anything. I don't think I could say it better. But let me tell you where this whole hatred started from, especially with Buhari. He had that intention to finish that unfinished job of those who perpetrated the killings of over 5 million women, children, Igbos in Biafra land for 3 years. He came to finish that, and it was very clear when they asked him, do you have any plan for a government of national unity? Just a few weeks after becoming president, this is what Buhari said.
Mr. President, welcome. And I've been a student of Nigeria for many years, and first of all, I want to tell you that I have never seen such a hopeful attitude toward Nigeria and the United States as since your election. So I think we all here want you to succeed. My question relates to another area of Nigeria that hasn't gotten much attention during this trip, and that is the Niger Delta. It's a challenge that you're going to face. I wonder if you would tell us how you intend to approach it with particular reference to the amnesty, bunkering, and inclusive development. Thank you.
Inclusive government. Inclusive government. You know, how you include, women, youth.
I see. Yes. I hope you have a copy of the election results. Naturally, constituencies, for example, that gave me 97%, cannot, in all honesty, be treated on some issues with constituencies that gave me 5%. I think this is a political reality. While certainly there will be justice for everybody, everybody will get his constitutional right. But while the party in constituencies, by their either sheer hard work, they made sure that they got their people to vote and to ensure their vote count. They must feel that the government has appreciated the effort they put in putting the government in place.
Now, the fraudster has not only disappointed the 5%er who never expected anything from him. He's a divider in chief, okay? He's a terrorist, a killer. Are you with me? Right? So the divider in chief that has failed the 5%ers who never really expected anything from him. He has also failed and ruined and destroyed the 97% that he mentioned there. Shagari, that this weary overthrew in, in 1985. Shagari didn't do this much. And listen to this madman who has now divided Nigeria even more than you can ever imagine. The Shiites came out, he killed them. The IPOB members came out, he killed them and proscribed them as terrorists. Are you with me? The revolution now came out, he killed them, he called them terrorists. Young people came out to protest against police brutality, he killed them, he called them terrorists. Women came out in Taraba, in Benue, to protest the kidnapping and killing of their children. His policemen killed them, he called them terrorists. But guess what? He's a national negotiator for terrorists. Sheikh, what do you call it? Sheikh Gumi. Sheikh Gumi is working about getting prime time, allocation, prime time, slots on different major TV and radio stations in Nigeria, promoting the amnesty for killers, those who are kidnapping and killing children, raping women, and getting paid huge amount of money as ransom that no policeman, no authority, no CBN, no nothing can track. That's a madman who overthrew who overthrew Shagari in 1985. He gave this reason. That madman is now threatening the entire southern Nigeria with civil war, just as planned. They are coming home for it.
And end the Shagari government.
Yeah, I would so, because I mentioned why we did it, and we proved our case.
That's a democratic process that will have extended.
So when you are democratic, so you are entitled to steal the treasury dry and put people into polarized position and destroy institutions and destroy infrastructure.
So you blame Shagari for that?
Don't personalize it. I blame the Second Republic
for that.
For that. And when we came out, we told the nation why. And we conducted the inquiries, documentary ones, not just here, see?
Sorry, it's 1983. Don't mind me. I can always juggle the date. There's so much I want to say at the same time. It's like me saying 1,000 words in a minute. If you have been there, you understand me. So yeah, it was late 83, and it got thrown out 30 months after that by Babangida in 85. That's right. So the plot is actually just to get all of us killed. You can't come out. Just a few days ago, they attempted to kill Omoyele Sowore right before our eyes, live on camera. We were watching them when the policeman who tried to kill Omoyele Sowore moved back, caught this is gone, and he shot him right before our eyes. And just few hours after that, their media was everywhere telling us that it was a powder. Somebody blasted a powder. That's a messed up country that Buhari has created, and is working according to the way they wanted. Sowore came on this show. Sowore said, Maiyegun, I understand that people want to settle with the fact that Buhari is dead. But Maiyegun, Buhari is not dead. He is demented. But everything they are doing right now, all the killings, all the harassment, all the kidnappings, everything, they are exactly what Buhari wanted. So, and for those who are believing that he's dead, it's just to continue to make it look like he didn't do anything. Oh, maybe it's not him. Or maybe they are doing it on his behalf. Just like the tweet that came out yesterday, where Buhari threatened the entire eastern region, the entire southern region. I mean, in his word, though, I'll read that out. Let me see if I can pick that up. That's my phone. Buhari came out to issue a threat. Meanwhile, Buhari, who traveled to Ghana when the over 200 school children were kidnapped in Niger, in Niger State, he traveled to Ghana to go and discuss the problem of Mali. Are you following? Problem of Mali. And when he came back, they briefed him, the IPOB, the ESN, they are the one causing trouble. What do you want us to do, Mr. President? We have arrested over, do you know that they have actually kidnapped over 2,000 people as we are watching this video? Over 2,000 people. are currently in different location, kidnapped, in different police location, and all of them, they are soldiers. Many have been executed, in an execution style on the street, just to send the message of terror, just like this man warned us.
Abacha. And people don't give him his due. Do you think he would have tolerated such nonsense? General Abacha famously said that if an insurgency lasts for more than 2 days, the government knows. That is the reality and the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. 1 or 2 who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria. Don't joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University. I'm a central banker. We don't talk nonsense. So don't joke with what I'm telling you. I have this from the highest possible authority, higher authorities of some of the commanders of the killers and Boko Haram.
You said northern governors, past or present, Dr. Badaya?
No, current. No, they said.
I hope you remember that, Abi. Now, this was last year. When he was saying this, their DSS picked him up, okay? And he defended himself and they let him go. And today they have started the killing, strategic killings. They will keep people here, keep people there, prominent people. They will set up the assassination so that everything will now look like, this is chaos. So look at this IPOB. They have killed this person. Oh, see what they have done. Oh, they have burned down police station. Oh, because that is exactly what they want you to believe. Because that's what they did in 1966. Let me take you back a bit to what actually happened and the effort to prevent what Buhari is about to start again way back then, in 1966. The story from the horse's mouth directly.
January 15, 1966 coup. Who carried out the coup and for what reasons?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to try and enlighten people on this coup that seems to be at the center of subsequent problems in Nigeria. The coup of January 15th, 1966 was actually led by Major Ifajuna, and he commanded the activities in the south, and Zogo, another major, coordinated the northern side of it from Kaduna. The reason for the coup, if you remember, Nigeria became independent in 1960. We had a government, a quasi-Westminster type government with a parliament and a ceremonial president, reflecting, as it were, the Queen of Great Britain. That was Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Tafawa Balewa was the president from the north. Now, the real problem with Nigeria has always been the imbalance of the federation that is and was known as Nigeria. I remember when I was at school, I was taught that the great thing about a federation was that no federating unit should ever be preponderant over the others. As it happened, the Nigerian Federation, when it was created, was given down to Nigerians from London. And that federation, the imbalance of the North being preponderant, in fact, over the two other sides, the West and the East. And this created, right from the first day, a certain degree of friction. The North could dictate, and the South, whichever part of the South, could just complain if it's not in accord with what the North wished. The first few years of independence were not too bad, but there were a lot of unfulfilled ambitions of the Nigerians, because in those days we thought that once you got independence, you were free and everything worked, and you joined the higher league of nations internationally, discussing what went on. In fact, to Nigerians it looked as though, and indeed they tended to show, that independence in itself was the achievement. Now Nigeria was free, us were a member of the world. Instead of looking upon it as the beginning of our journey to nationhood. And I say this, and I want to underscore it. Nigeria was not, has never been a nation. We had the aspiration, hopes that Nigeria one day would become a nation. And that has been elusive up till today. The reason being that, most unfortunately, the powers in Nigeria were concentrated in the hands of the North, which was preponderant, and wrongly so. At independence, we hoped we would be able, in fact, the three leaders of the country had different notions of independence. There was the actual leader of the struggle for independence, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who rightly thought that independence now created, as it were, a beginning, but that we were already a nation and we were now finding our positions in his own philosophical, political beliefs in Pan-Africanism. So we just had to move into the broad continental alliance. The North, under the Sardana of Sokoto, whose agent was the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, felt that the Nigerian nation, one had to tread very slowly, because he saw and they saw a great deal of inequities in Nigeria, and perhaps the most important then was the level of education between the North and the South. And therefore that affected, of course, the position of the North, or Northerners, in the bureaucracy of Nigeria. The Sardana and the people of the North got down to trying to build up the North, taking everything they could from the Federation to build up the North to a position in their minds of equality between themselves intellectually and the rest of Nigeria. The West under Chief Obafemi Awolowo thought likewise and took the position of consolidating the West. Again, let me go back to the problem of the East. The East entered independence having accepted that the nation was already there. Naturally, the concept of nationhood implied a great deal of sacrifice by the East at all points. First sacrifice, the non-emergence of Dr. Azikiwe as the first executive leader of Nigeria. He vacated the place. He made the sacrifice so that the North could be accommodated. Second, very simple. During the constitutional conferences, independence was offered Nigeria before 1960. But to be able to accommodate the North that Dr. Azikiwe believed was already part of a nation, we got this rather odd situation where a nationalist refused independence to wait for the North, and so on. Yet, your question, sir, was the question of the reason for the coup. So let me go into it. The teething problems of Nigeria after 1960, the independence, manifested itself in a number of ways. There was a friction over the preponderance of the North. There was certain difficulties about religious beliefs in the country. There was corruption, bad administration, and so on. But the real problem came from the West, which by 1966 was really in turmoil. And the reason was quite a simple one.
Politics. You know the story. That was where it started, the Operation Wet, and on and on. However, Buhari changed the narrative. Eventually, when they fought the war, the genocide that they plotted, Buhari released this statement yesterday. I'll try and read as fast as I can, and then I'll show you because after this statement, people didn't know that he actually said it. Yeah, that is why I agree. Or let me say that is where I agree with Tomoyele Sowore. Buhari came back from Ghana and he said, I receive daily security report on the attacks on critical national infrastructure. And it is very clear that those behind them want this administration to fail. He wants to blame insecurity on the Igbos. Please take note. Whoever wants wants to blame his failure as a government on the Igbos. Whoever wants the destruction of the system will soon have the shock of their lives. We've given them enough time. And he continued, said, many of those behaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that occurred during the Nigerian Civil War. Those of us in the fields for 30 months who went through the war, we treat them in the language they understand. Those of us who were in the field, who killed Biafrans for 30 months, we will speak to you in the language you understand. You know, Buhari was one of them. Then in case if you don't probably believe that, watch this.
Within whatever resources we have to make sure we meet all your demands so that no excuse can be given for any failure. So I expect you what is happening in the southeast, attacking police station, killing the police, taking away arms and ammunition. Now, for those of us who are unfortunate to be in the field for the 30 months of the civil war, to see the carnage of how we kill ourselves, at least 1 million people, I think those that are misbehaving, they were either too young, they didn't know what happened. But for those of us who went through all these things, we can't understand. So we will treat them in the language they understand. So I feel for your understanding and so on. We are going to be very hard sooner than.
As demented as you might think he is, right? He said it. He said it. And what does that mean? It simply means this. When policemen, this is their own strategy, if you don't understand, this is strategy they are deploying. When criminals come, let's call them criminals now, who come to burn the police station, whose duty is to arrest those who came to burn the police station? The job of the security, Abi? Good. In Nigeria, they don't go after the criminals. Right now in the eastern Nigeria, you may even just be riding your Okada and a stray bullet will hit you, because what they are doing right now is they are going from house to house, people's homes. This is not the gunmen they are looking for. They are going to people's homes, taking the men away, the boys, they are taking them away. That nobody knows where they are taking them. In Ebonyi, Mazinam Dekano tweeted something this morning, and it has to do with over 40 young people kidnapped by the Nigerian military, young boys, from their homes, and they have been taken to an unknown destination in Abakaliki to go and be executed. That is the language Buhari is deploying. You know that language of you being shot on the street simply because you are a Biafran or you are an Igbo man. Now, he said he has the same message for all of the secessionists, he called them, the agitators. They shot Showore. Showore was lucky. Some of you are laughing. Oh, it's just tear gas. It's just tear gas. Don't worry. Okay? Many people are receiving bullets across the eastern Nigeria as we speak today. And why did they shoot Tomoyele Showore? Because he went out to ask the government to stop the insecurity. But you are laughing because it's funny. They should have killed him, according to you. Guess what? Everybody will have that share. That is what this guy just did. He just announced your death sentence as a Southerner. But you may not know. Because according to you, at least you are not abusing Buhari now. At least you are not criticizing Buhari now. Oh, you are APC member now. Abi? Go over there and see those who are falling off from the bullet of their soldiers, from the bullet of the terrorists, and those whose children are being kidnapped. Then you will understand that eventually it's going to get to you. And this should never be allowed to slide. You see, they killed Shiite right before our eyes. Over 1,000 Shiite killed. They killed over 80 young people, men and women, at Lekki Toll Gate. They killed over, you have seen the massacre unleashed on the Biafrans in the last 6 years, Abi. But guess what? They will come for everybody. We have our own Sunday going in the West. And every day, I don't know if I should be praying or I should just be kind of holding on that it will never happen, or brace up for whenever it happened. Every day, I think about when are they going to start bringing the armor tank to Yoruba land, when they've already perfected the whole plan. The whole killing, whatever you are witnessing in Igbo land today, whatever you are witnessing in any part of Igbo land today, we are going to witness it in Yoruba land. And guess what? Just like the Igbo politicians, Igbo governors, Igbo royal fathers, as they are keeping mute, saying nothing, and Buhari just officially declare a fatwa on the young people of eastern Nigeria to start with, and the young people of western Nigeria in addition. And they are saying, are you a terrorist? People are being they are going into people's homes. It's like you being in your house now this morning, and then boom, the soldiers break in and they take your husband, take your son, and there you are. You have no idea what is going on. And all of a sudden, they tell you that they are ESN member. That is exactly what they are doing right now in Eastern Nigeria. And that is the war they promised to bring before the end of 2021. And 2022 is actually the year they are planning. You know, let me tell you this, this is what my own information are for you. Right? They will militarize the Eastern Nigeria. Buhari was talking about burning of INEC office as a reason why there may be no election, but they should not worry. There will be election. Ha! Didn't I say that before? Yes. In a country where there is chaos, you see, in that same northern Nigeria, where you will understand your fraud, all of you that they are telling about 2023, you born fools, born morons, you have no idea. You see, it is easier for them to stay in power, especially now, and they will do it. Okay? Buhari is saying that because they are burning the INEC offices in Eastern Nigeria, that they are trying to make sure that they are going there later. People will say, oh, now we know one go. So they won't say that people they burn the INEC office. So now people no want make election happen. Oh, now the Igbo people no want make election happen. Oh, that's the narrative they are bringing now. Are you with me? So that Buhari and APC, they can complete their jihadi mission. This may sound like a fairy tale to you. You are not paying attention. You are not. People are dying for what I'm telling you right now, what you are watching right now. People are dying every minute. And they are not dying because they are challenging government. They are dying because they are Igbos. The police IG came out and he said they have arrested over 2,100. Arrested over 2,100. And he said over 2,100 ESN members. Women and children, young boys, just like Asaba massacre, 12 years old, 14 years old, they are taking them into detention, torturing them because they are Igbos, because that's the catalyst. Then they are continuing with the action of killing prominent people. Some of them will be killed in Igbo land, so as to blame the ESN as well. Then they can unleash the terror. So they said because they burn INEC office, people should not say, okay, because Buhari no one go. Now people they burn INEC office now, but we'll do our best, We'll do our best, to make sure that INEC conduct election in 2023. A bobo, all the 5 Eastern state governors, they should better stop. Some of them who have renewed their their citizenship in different country with their family, they should better now, if they have anywhere now, they should better start planning, because from next year, some of them will not even finish their position. I mean, they won't finish the seat of that governor, that position of governor in Eastern Nigeria. They won't finish it with what Buhari is bringing to them. They are bringing their military administrator. They are bringing their military coup. They are bringing a lot of things. A lot of things are on the table. Let's start a war. I mean, Borno, where Boko Haram control over 24 local government areas, the Borno state, yet on the day of election, on the day of your election in 2019, the Boko Haram attacked Maiduguri, yet the voter turnout in Maiduguri in Borno state was still over 98%. But now that unknown gunmen burn INEC office in Olu or in Uweri, Buhari is now saying, don't think we don't want to go in 2023. You people burning the INEC office, blame yourself, but we'll do our best, to still say you do election. Are you not dumb to be following that? The killings, the massacring, and all of that. Well, I picked up a video somewhere where somebody said, don't let us lose focus on why everybody is reacting and why Nigeria will break. It's simply because those who are in charge of Nigeria, they told terrorists to move into Nigeria without any provision for them. They are now asking Nigerians to provide land for these terrorists or give up their lives. And most of them, as they call them, they say they believe that they are African, they are what, I don't even understand what that means. Everywhere in Africa belongs to them. No. Everywhere in Africa doesn't belong to them until Buhari came to power in Nigeria and then put everyone's life in danger. We are no longer talking about development. We are no longer talking about the future. We're now talking about cows, talking about herdsmen, talking about kidnappers and all of that in 2021. And the government is hell-bent in killing us for asking to opt out, that we are not going to be part of this anymore. They are hell-bent in killing us. And this is actually a warning too to those who are from the Western Nigeria too, the Yoruba, Efulefus, the Olunjeyas, the Agbayas, the Agbaoshis, the Agbaishes, the Agbaorons in Yoruba land, is a warning to all of you. Your days are numbered too. You see, when they believe that they will finish with the Igbos, they will come for you too. Because you know what? You also have young children who are also tired of this rubbish, of this nonsense that all of you have, kept up with for so long. So, are you not going to have to then say Buhari should kill them too? If you agree that Buhari should go ahead and kill innocent people that they are killing now. They haven't arrested one single ESN member. The one they tried to pick, a consul, they killed him quickly. By what? They assassinated him. They didn't fight him. They didn't engage them. I haven't seen where they really engage the ESN member. If you meet them, you have to engage them in gun battle. You don't go about and arrest innocent people, shoot and kill them, then put your military uniform, fatigue and the rest of that on them and take pictures and call them ESN to pave way for further massacring of these people. And if you don't know that when they finish with them, we are going to be next. Their Fulani terrorists are already doing the job. And I keep saying it. You see, those who have no idea of what is coming, they are not prepared. Plus or minus, eventually, even Arewas, they will bow out. If you don't believe, they are already talking about it.
That part away from South Korea, or rather from Korea, breaking to South and North Korea, to the Western and Eastern Germany, to common here, Cameroon, that you have the English and the French part that are trying to go away. You know what is going on. So for anybody to be calling for war, or you think you can just separate, it's not easy. I believe in Nigeria. I believe Nigeria will continue to exist. Whether we like it or not, there is a problem. We need to discuss the problem. We are disagreeing with ourselves, and we have every reason to disagree. The North, before now, is saying we don't believe in separation. But as I'm standing, I'm telling you that if there's going to be separation tomorrow, the North is ready for it. We are also ready. Let's go our either ways. And I'm telling you this with all sincerity. Northern Nigeria before now do not want to hear anything separation. But as of today, as I speak to you, the North is equally ready to leave. That is number one. Number two, talking about presidency. What I'm going to say might be controversial.
No, we don't need the number two. Keep your number two. We were more interested in that number one. So we need more young people from Northern Nigeria to see the potential in the Northern Nigeria. The Northern Nigeria without Southern Nigeria. That will bring about that that conversation, okay? We don't want war. Fulani terrorists brought war upon us. We are not allowed to defend ourselves. We are not allowed to talk about it. If we make any effort to talk about it, we are tagged terrorists. If we make effort to defend ourselves, we are tagged non-state actors. We are considered as a problem for trying to defend ourselves against the problem brought upon us by our greedy, selfish, self-centered, political leaders in Yoruba land as well. So we are not allowed to talk about it. We are not allowed to fight it. We are not allowed to defend ourselves, and yet we are not allowed to leave. When we begin to have young people from Northern Nigeria who know that the limitation brought upon Nigeria was because of the poor and criminal leadership from every part of that country, especially from Northern Nigeria, who never really produces anything. They plunder, they loot, they destroy, then they look for a Southerner to replace them so that one can then build. When they build, they come, they plunder, they kill, they divide, they destroy, then they will move away. Are you with me? So if the young people in Northern Nigeria can see through their potential alone and get rid of them, let's start talking. Yes, I'm interested in talking. Let's jaw. Let's not war. Of course, why not? But when Buhari says he will speak to us in the language we understand, language of genocide, language of massacre, language of ethnic cleansing, that is not acceptable. And everybody should condemn it. Everyone. Nobody should be forced to be part of a country that kills them. And this is why, when you read about the plan to kill the Igbos, it has been going on. Many of you have not been paying attention. That's the problem. If you have been paying attention, right, everyone should, right, by now, should have shut down everywhere in that country. Everyone. But guess what? Because not everyone is affected directly yet. So they have not feeling it. But you see that war Buhari want to bring about in southern Nigeria. Let me give you an idea what these guys have no clue about. Number one, this is not 1960. Let's be very clear. This is not 1970. And let us also be very clear about that. You see? And this, in a new way, as much as the Biafrans are asking for peaceful referendum to leave Nigeria, Oduduwans are asking for peaceful referendum to leave Nigeria. So are many other component part of that contraption. The right thing to do is to initiate a national conversation that will lead to that. But now, if all of you who are hailing Buhari, all of you hailing him, praising him, that he should go and kill the Igbos, if you think that is actually what will happen, same thing that happened in 1967 to 1970, you are not thinking straight. This time around, from the reliable source, they said I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say it. Okay? Maybe this will give you a little bit of sense, and you can put foot on the brake now, and stop your planned genocide. If they start this mass killing like they are doing now, like this language Buhari said he will speak to the youth of Biafra land, I am advising you, the youth of Sokoto, the youth of Kano, the youth of Maiduguri, the youth of any better place you have there. Not much better places anyway. But you see, all of you, the youth of all your state capitals in northern Nigeria, don't go to bed. Don't go to bed and rejoice. Okay? As your military attack Biafra, don't go to bed. I won't say more than that. The war Buhari is talking about is not going to be fought in the eastern Nigeria alone. That genocide Buhari is planning is not going to be fought in southern Nigeria alone. You see all of you jumping up, like overripe monkeys and all that, right? Don't worry. In northern Nigeria, apart from the terrorists who are already doing what they are doing, which you are already used to, you can kiss your state capitals. Many of them. Goodbye. Because the terror that Buhari represents, put everybody's life, everyone's life in danger. And no reasonable person, no single reasonable person should ever encourage him to continue this. And if shutting down the entire country will prevent Buhari from committing the genocide, Buhari and his gang of jihadists and terrorist apologists, APC, the Al-Qaeda People's Congress, if the whole country have to shut down, let it shut down now, but do not rejoice. Okay? When your soldiers go berserk, tell your emirs they should never go to sleep. Don't sleep soundly in your palaces. I won't say more than that. And that's where we're going to draw the curtain. I'm going to see you later tonight. Let's follow the event. And please, if you are from any part of the eastern Nigeria right now, watching this video, everything you see, use your phone to capture it. Okay? Please do. All right? And if you can have a timestamp, download an app that record video and leave a timestamp date on that video. Download the app. If you are using an Android phone, go to Apple Store. Go to Google Play. What's it called? If you are using the iPhone, go to Apple Store. Go and download app, video recording app that has time and date, timestamp and date, and keep them on your phone. When you see something, share it. Okay? Maybe they say they're mad, Abby. They said they are online country and all of that, Abby. Let's see how this plays out. And then they will see that normally Buhari came to do just 3 things: to loot, to kill, and to end Nigeria. And he's done 2 already. The last one is what he's about to embark on. Let us wish him all the best. And let's see which Nigeria Tifnumbu is coming to be president over. Let's see. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you some other time. And if you have time later this evening, my friends on YouTube, drop that thumb up before you leave. Okay? Stop the genocide. Stop the killing. The whole world should call on Buhari. And let me add this as well. Okay? You might think this is just about talk. Okay? Well, to you it might be, right? But guess what? Many of those who are currently killing the Igbos, killing the Yorubas, killing everyone in that contraption, we already have their name, we already have their dossier, we already have their details sent to the right team. Once they leave that position, some of them will either live as refugees. They will either live as, they will either live as somebody who is on the run for the rest of their lives, or we call it a fugitive. Is that what they call it? Fugitive. They will live as a fugitive for the rest of their lives, right? Or they will live in the prison for the rest of their lives. You see those you see today, you will soon not see them anymore. But guess what? Until when all of us agree that Nigeria is not for you, Revolution Now, Biafra, Oduduwa, Kwararafa Republico, whatever republic you want to create. Once everybody agree that Nigeria is not for you, Nigeria is for these criminals, and until you take yourself away from them, you will never be free. And for those who are already in the habit of living free, we will never stop. It's either Buhari end up in jail, or his bones, wherever he's buried, ended up in the what? In jail as well. You know what I mean? I'll see you some other time. And I'm not saying this just that. It was because of what this madman, another fraudulent gangster, said. Okay, I'll see you later. Good morning.
Praise the Lord. This country will change February 14, 2015. There is no doubt at all that this country will see a change. I'm happy that you will witness that change. I'm happy that you will be alive to see that change. It will be a change from the unemployment we have now to jobs for young people. No light, no power, there will be power. Everything that a government should do, this government, the new government of General Buhari will do. Don't let anybody tell us lies and deceive us about religion. You and I know that the most important thing is that when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. Let me ask you a question. Are you rejoicing now? Under this government, are you rejoicing? Very good. The reason why we cannot rejoice under this government is because the scripture says, when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ.
Maiyegun máa bí.
tó bá rúfin òun.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òun.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran òun.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré